Welcome to Florida Ball Hockey. We're going to try something a little different. We're doing a voiceover. So, screenshot, made the stop. It's good to see all day long. It's going to be a lot of screenshots today. Now here you're going to see there's an open man because this defender is not taking the man. But I see that and anticipate. So while it looks better than it is, I really do easily know where this ball's going. It's going to be a blocker save. You got to know your shooters. You got to know who's a righty and who's a lefty. This guy has nowhere else to go. All the defenders take everybody. Great job by them. Straight up shot. Not a hard save. Now this one is interesting. So let's watch this again in slow motion. You're going to see, I see the guy in purple coming in, so I know there's a backdoor threat. Here the shooter gets very close to the red line, the goal line. He's got angle for that short side shot, so you have to play the shooter. And you just got to hope your D can cut off the pass. This is me not doing a great job of covering that ball. And you're giving Dark an opportunity that, quite frankly, they shouldn't have had again. White D does a good job of clearing. Now, Dark's going to have an opportunity here, right there. But it's blocked. That pass should have made it through. Now here we see a defender in the open slot has an opportunity but rolls too high, but he's the threat I'm looking at. Now I see an incoming threat. Now you know you got to cover off for him and the guy who has the ball now. So you're going to have to play that position a certain way to cover them both. And here's a good clear. Defender does a good job of staying in the slot, blocks that incoming. He knows his assignment. Now, again, get a little discombobulated because the shot, I lose track of it, but I get my paddle across knowing there's a Dark on my short side, on my stick side. Get lucky and it hits my paddle. It's a good shot through a lot of traffic. This is a fan shot, but D does a good job of picking it up and getting rid of it. Now, Dark does a good job here, but the point man who has the shot, he takes the shot. It's a little bit screened, I have to tilt for it, but he had the guy in purple and he could have made that pass. That would have been more of a threat. Now here, RD gets a little confused, screens me, quick goal. Here you're gonna see the screen, I'm tilting my head to the far right. And now I'm off balance for that shot. You're going to see another version of that in a second without the screen. right now, it's an easy save. And the clock runs. So here's an interesting play. Made the stop, but the defenseman was screening, and here the defenseman, both defensemen are covering the one shooter, and they left the player open. Let's watch this again. So here you'll see defenseman in the orange hat is in front of the shooter and blocking the goalie. Catch a piece of it. And now, offense in black goes into the corner. A white forward comes in after him. Defenseman in the orange hat has a player behind him, but he's not playing that player. He's playing the shooter. The ball gets through to him, and now you have an open man in purple in front of the slot. He got off 2, maybe 3 good chances to score there. Now the play is going to come back into the defensive zone here. Now you can see forwards do come back, and there's this one forward who cuts that ball off right there. Great job. If it wasn't for him, that would have been a great clean shot from Dark on the net.
Keep it going.
Easy blocker save. Now, this one's a little harder because it's through a lot of traffic. Just got to keep track of the ball. So this looks like an easy out, but it doesn't turn out that way. Watch. Now, it's a shot into the slot, always dangerous, and it turns over. Now this gets behind the net. I hate behind the net. It's hard to see where that ball is. Here is a weak clear by the D. Dark gets it back. They get a good shot on net. Now it's just rolling around, and you have a much bigger forward against a smaller D, and he gets position. Here we're going to see it again. That bounce goes behind the net. Now it's the goaltender. You're trying to track it. You see the shooter going off to your stick side, so you turn. The ball, however, comes back. You try to get over. You got to wait and see because the man in purple is there at your 2 o'clock. So not until the ball is completely clear can you leave that man in the purple because no one's covering him. Now here comes a point shot. You watch it and you make the stop. Now, as that ball's bouncing around, it is just beyond your control at this point. And there it is. So it all started with a shot through the slot and a turnover. Easy position, save. This will be another one. Just an easy position, save. Just gonna cut the angle down. So, this is completely goaltender error. Misses that and just out of position, scramble. No way to get that stop. You're gonna see it here. You see the clear. Everything's going good so far. Now, of course, as it gets to center, you can see the turnover. Right here is the turnover. Now, goaltender looking off to the right. Not really looking back and seeing the shooter. Now you see the shooter coming in, eventual shooter. He's going to come in and get speed. This shot's a weak shot, well blocked by the D. This should be an easy cover, but it pops out. Now, goaltender's slow to react, completely out of position because he does not realize there's a man at his 2 o'clock. He's thinking to get to that post to cover that original shooter, not realizing there's a man at his 2 o'clock. Completely goaltender error. So here we are in the third period. A tight game, and you're going to see it's going to be tight right up until the end. A lot of great defensive blocks in this sequence. On the other hand, you got to give credit to Dark, holding the zone. Now that save was very difficult. Let's take a look at this again. So Dark's streaking in. I'm watching the shooter, but I also see there's a guy up at point. So I'm getting ready for that point pass. At this point, once it goes behind the net, it's a whole different situation. Now there's a different point man, and I can see that he's open. So I'm predicting the shot to go to him, which it does. So now you got to get ready for the point shot. Here it comes. Fouled it, but there was a player in the slot for Dark. He made the shot. I got lucky. I threw out the pad, and there it was. Barely made that save. Thing with the ball versus the puck, it sure bounces around. I felt the need to come out and make this play because that shooter can score. Yeah, here the play's going to come back. D did a great job. Kept him to the outside, slowed him down. Not the defender's fault here. Great by the forward grabbing that out of the air. Some good chances on that net there. So there's going to be a couple of good chances here. He's going to pull it back. Another shot. Just got to keep tracking him. Now, that looks like it was the goalie's fault, but to be fair, you're going to see here, it deflects off the toe of the defenseman right there. Up until then, it was tracking that glove, but it deflected just over the glove. Still sad. Another great opportunity here for Dark. They flood the zone. They just didn't connect on these passes. It was a bit of a scramble to make those stops, but if you made that first grab across from from right to left, that would have been an empty net for him. As we're getting near the end of the game, you're seeing opportunities. Stark is scrambling to try to keep it in the zone, get these shots on net. They did a great job of holding the zone, really all game. As the sequence runs, you can see it stays pretty much in the white zone. Great opportunity, great sharp angle shot by Dark. They had a guy in the slot, he got another shot off. Got lucky to make the saves. Again, another good sequence, good shot. To make a quick save on that one. Really, that was just reaction, there was no thought process. Here you have a backdoor guy open, but they don't pass to him, instead they try to wrap around. Now that should be dead ball, but he takes it off the net. Play keeps going.
Point.
Another point shot, but a great defensive play. Blocked it, made it hard, another great defensive play. Standing in the slot, the D managed to knock that down. And all of that offensive power tires him out. We make a rush. White gets the goal. Great game. Thanks for watching.